Hi again. I am back here with a non-blind buy. This is a perfume that I know and already like. It is Burberry Her. So this is a real true unboxing with the plastic and everything. If you need to get that sort of crinkly ASMR out of your system, you're in luck here. So you might be asking, does anybody need another Burberry Her video in 2021? Do we need to hear about Baccarat Rouge 540 and Ariana Grande Cloud again? Probably not. However, in my defense, I will say that for my personal sort of active involvement in perfume, that really tends to wax and wane. So I'll be super obsessed about perfume, watching all the videos, reading reviews, shopping around for a chunk of a few months, maybe a lot of months. And then I'll just sort of go quiet again for months and in some cases years, where during that time I'm still wearing perfume every day and, maybe I'm buying a few things and maybe I'm shopping around a little bit, but I'm not on Fragrantica. I'm not reading, subreddits or watching videos. So looking at my Fragrantica perfume timeline, it looks like there was a period of about 3 years from late 2017 to early 2020 when I didn't perfume myself. I didn't select a perfume during that whole time. And I know that I had purchased perfumes during that period, but for whatever reason, I just wasn't really interested in, active involvement or participating in the fragrance community. Coming back last year in 2020, there were a couple things that I noticed. One was it seemed like all of a sudden people were talking about oud a lot. It was just like oud, 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 oud version of this, whatever, different, I don't know, a lot of oud. I realized that oud has been a thing for a lot longer than that, but for whatever reason, it wasn't on my radar. And then all of a sudden in 2020, it was just slapping me in the face. The other thing that was all of a sudden everywhere to me in 2020 in my Rip Van Winkle kind of situation was Baccarat Rouge 540. And then, the dupes, Ariana Grande Cloud and Burberry Her. So just hearing about Baccarat Rouge, it didn't sound super interesting to me. It just sounded like sort of a sweet thing, and I'm a little bit picky about sweet scents. There's so many of them that I find a little bit cloying and unappealing, so I have to be in a particular mood, and it has to be a particular type of sweet for me to really be interested. So I was kind of like, not sure about this Baccarat Rouge thing, whatever. At some point, I decided to try Ariana Grande Cloud because, hey, I can go for a tacky celebrity perfume bottle. I like that. It's affordable. I ended up buying a 2 ml decant of that instead of the full bottle. I was being thrifty for once, and I wore that last year, and I remember it just being kind of fine. I remember it being sort of sweet and light, like clouds, I guess. I didn't get any of the coconut that people talk about with Ariana Grande Cloud. So it wasn't very memorable for me. I did wear it, and I actually used the entire 2 ml sample, which is fairly rare for me. So obviously I liked it enough to keep wearing it, but it didn't really leave a big impression on me. After that, I decided to go ahead, for some reason, still interested, and get an actual sample of Baccarat Rouge 540. And if you don't already know about this, you can get these directly from Maison Francis Kurkdjian's website. And it's actually a really nice deal. So you can pick 4 samples of your choice and have them shipped all the way from France for, I think, about $15. So that is a really, really nice thing to have available. And I wish more niche houses especially would do something like that, where you could choose your samples and purchase them for a reasonable price instead of, they have those very expensive discovery kits that have all these things that maybe you have no interest in. So really happy to be able to try this and a couple other from the house. You can see I haven't really worn very much of this, but I have worn it a few times, and it smells nice. It's got that sort of light, airy sweetness that's not too heavy. This one's a little bit woodier. My main issue with actual Baccarat Rouge is that I couldn't smell it when I wanted to. So it would sort of come and go, and sometimes I could sort of smell it at an arm's length, but not actually smell it on my arm if I wanted to sniff it and like get close to the skin. So some people like that. They like the sort of capriciousness of a scent that does what it wants, and it's sort of like, oh, a nice surprise and a treat when you get to smell it. I don't, and especially at this price point, I want to be able to smell my perfume when I want to smell it. So this was a problem for me. I also did get a little bit of that sort of like fabric bandage note that some people talk about with Baccarat Rouge. So for those reasons, I wasn't super interested in purchasing a full bottle of this. So I just set this aside, and for some reason I didn't even consider Burberry Her at all, even though I'd heard about it. And I don't know why that is. I guess I just never have been particularly interested in any of the Burberry scents. So just quit my Baccarat Rouge journey after trying those two and then set it aside for a year. Then, just a couple of weeks ago, I found, lying around my apartment, I still have it for some reason, just this little sort of magazine sample of Kate Spade, New York. And this perfume, it has a prominent strawberry note. I don't know where this came from, but I just picked it up and I smelled it, and the strawberry just made me so happy. It was just so kind of fun and fruity and not serious, and just, it put a smile on my face. And so I started thinking, oh, I want to buy this, but this is a relatively new perfume. I don't want to pay full retail for this, especially for a brand like Kate Spade, which, this is going to be on deep discount within a couple of months, a year, once it's not brand new. So really was not interested in paying full price for a bottle of this as much as the strawberry note was making me happy. So then I started looking around for strawberry perfumes, and that's where Burberry Her came back into the picture. Yeah, so let's go ahead and open it. So again, like I said, I usually don't like to buy perfumes at full retail price, but I did get a sample of this. And I also usually tend not to like to buy the 100 ml unless it's something where, I don't know, it's like light cologne that you're going to be splashing on yourself in large quantities. I tend to prefer the smaller bottles just because sometimes the big size stresses me out, that it's so much perfume that I know I'm never going to use it, and I don't like having it around. Also, sometimes the proportions of the 100 ml don't look as nice to me as, say, the 50 ml. But this I got from Sephora because I had a 15% off coupon, and they only had the 100 ml size. And I liked it enough from the sample that I decided to go ahead and get the 100 ml because I couldn't wait. I really liked this from the sample. It was just making me happy. So here it is. It's got this kind of like wrapped ribbon detail on the box. I don't know, this box isn't terribly exciting, but Burberry Her. Let's open this up. And it's got this nice kind of like blush pink on the inside. And then the bottle itself, let's pull you out of here. Close this up. So again, this very pretty millennial blush pink here. The juice is also kind of that same light pink color. And then I really like this kind of, it's almost not pink, almost gray color here. This doesn't look too big, so I'm okay with this. This doesn't feel like too gigantic in my hands. So nice heavy glass, nice thick plastic top with this gold collar here. You've got Burberry raised on the glass here. I will say that if I do have one quibble about this bottle, it's the way that the plastic tube stands out. You know how some perfumes, they do something, I don't know what they do, but they somehow make the tube basically invisible. Like a lot of Chanel perfumes do that. Even this Luna Blossom that I talked about the other day, that tube is not really visible. Let me grab. Yep, so like this Chanel No. 5 Low. I don't know how they do it, but it makes it seem as if the tube is not there. You can see it from some angles if you try, but otherwise it looks so clean and nice, and especially for a bottle design like this where it is so simple, that tube really stands out, and so that bothers me a little bit. It would have been a nice finishing touch if they had done whatever magic it takes to make that tube disappear. But again, that is a small quibble. It's got a nice little, very firmly attached cap. There we go there. I keep hearing people sort of say that this atomizer is so great. So let's go ahead and try and spray this. Get this here. Okay, that's like, you can kind of control how much you're spraying. And get that. And let's just take a sniff. It's just nice. This is my favorite one. This is obviously, it's the only one that I felt compelled to buy, and it is just that berry note. It's got a couple of other berries, not just strawberry, listed as top notes. I think there's maybe currant, some cherry, other berries, but for me it just comes across as this sort of artificial strawberry, but not in a bad way. I think I was talking about in my video about Nina Ricci Bella that I don't think natural smelling is automatically good and artificial smelling is automatically bad. They're just different. And some natural things smell bad to me, whereas some synthetic or artificial things smell good to me. And this kind of berry note is one of those synthetic scents that is pleasing to me. I've read that some people kind of find it like reminds them of stuff that they got at the dentist's office, cough syrup, that kind of thing. And I get that. I could see if that's the association that you have with this kind of strawberry flavor, strawberry scent, then I could see why that would be unpleasant to you. I don't have those scent associations with this, so that doesn't bother me at all. And what it is for me is it's sort of more like a strawberry bubblicious, that kind of strawberry scented, strawberry flavored gum. There's even a little bit of a quality where, you know how the outside of a chunk of bubble gum has that little bit of powder on the outside, so you feel sort of a little bit of that powderiness to it. So this one is all about sort of sweet berries, kind of creamy, but not too syrupy. It has a lightness and an airiness to it. There's a fluffy quality, sort of like a strawberry cotton candy feel to it. I've heard some people say they think of this as a warm weather perfume. I don't know if that's what I would think, that this is like a summery thing. It does feel a little bit more gourmandish to me, which I tend to think of as a cooler weather, but we are coming up on summer, so we'll see if this becomes maybe this is something that really sort of opens up on the skin in hot weather in a way that is pleasing. So we shall see. The performance that I've gotten from my sample at least has been really good. Nice sillage for at least a couple of hours, but again, nothing that can clear a room, probably. I don't think I've ever sprayed enough to get to that stage, and I don't know if it's possible for this to do that just because of the sort of airy quality that the sweetness has to it. It does last a long time on skin, full day, and then on clothes, it's days and days. So really nice performance on this, but nothing too obnoxious. This is really nice. This is, you know, it's not a serious perfume. I don't know, I don't really care how it does or does not compare to Baccarat Rouge 540. I just like this on its own. It's a fruity, strawberry, sweet, but not too sweet. It's just, I'm struggling to speak about it in a coherent manner because I'm just feeling really happy right now. I sprayed it on myself on both arms because I messed up the first time and I didn't get it on camera at all, so I'm wearing a lot of Burberry Her right now. But yeah, it's Burberry Her. I'm really happy to have it. It is rare for me to go out and buy, especially a designer perfume at full price in this size, but I had a 2 ml sample of this and I just kept spraying it, and it just made me really happy, and I wanted to have it. I didn't want to wait, and I have no regrets. For me, the whole Baccarat Rouge 540 thing, totally irrelevant. This is just a really fun, happy, strawberry, floaty, fluffy, cloudy, sweet perfume, and really looking forward to wearing it more. So there you go. I don't know if this is useful for anybody, but if you are looking for a nice berry scented fragrance, this is one to check out if you haven't already. It's been around for a while, so probably you have, but if you haven't, if you've been waiting, if you haven't been paying attention, if you haven't been interested, I would recommend checking it out. Burberry Her. End of story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.